In this lecture, we are going to learn how to create a path for the text, not a motion path with the position, a special path with the text. And you will learn also how to create a mask that will be a path. It's very easy, and the usefulness is very high when you want this kind of animations, of course. So how do we get our text to move on a path that is specially for the text itself, the text layer? Let's go up here and open. And we have source text and the path option. I will delete the mask and start over again. So we have our text layer here. To create a path, you can use the pen tool, or you can use any of the shape tools here, a circle, a rectangle, whatever you want, even a star tool, a complicated one. For this example, I will use the pen tool. So to create a path, you will create a mask, and then you will convert it to a path, and that's very easy, just a choice here. So also you can use any of the shape tools or the pen tool. Let's try to create a path now using the pen tool. I will click my first vertex, click again, and use the Bezier. I'll click and drag over here, for example, come over here, adjust it, and then I will press shift to make it straight, so stabilize here. So now inside the text, or inside the text layer, a mask has been created. How do I put the text on the path? Well, that's pretty easy. You come to the path option here and you have path. You choose now your mask. Your text layer could have several masks. You can choose any one of them. Unfortunately, this is not keyframeable at all. You can choose one mask and that's it. If you want to change, you need to use expressions. It becomes very complicated. Cool. So what are the properties here for a path? You notice you have 5 properties that you can keyframe. First of all, reverse path. Now remember, I drew my path from the left side to the right side. If I reverse the path, then it will take it as if my path had been drawn from the right to the left, and it is under. Somehow it is reversed, so it takes the other direction. I'll put it back to off. Perpendicular to path. Now it is perpendicular to path. You notice that the joint between the text and the path is a 90 degree. If you know about tangent and math, then you know this is a 90 degree is perpendicular. If you remove it, then your text will be up straight. You notice how it is just up straight, and it's really very ugly. I'll put it on. But of course, everything has its own use. Force alignment. Now, force alignment is very interesting, mainly if you're working with a shorter path or longer text. If I force alignment, it will distribute the text all over the path. This is pretty interesting when you have a circle, for example, or a square. I will remove force alignment. Now, the animation starts with first margin and last margin. If you take first margin and scrub it to the right, it will go to the end. If you scrub it to the left, then it will go to the left side, as simple as this. So the negative value or the lesser values is where the path has started, and the positive values is where the path will end. So it's very easy, it's very simple. You don't care about the value itself, if it is 1000 or 2000. What you care about is the position of your text within your path. I can keyframe it over here and come to 2 seconds and click and drag it to the other side. Let's say stabilize here. Now let's run our animation and see. We have put the text on the path, and the text now is moving on the path using the keyframes of first margin. If you want to work with the last margin, for example, you can come over here, keyframe the last margin, and then go back here and give it a certain value, let's say a negative value. In fact, they're operating just the same. It depends on your choice. Let's run our animation. The text using first margin will come in, and then it will come out. So it depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. But the concept is very easy. You create a mask using any of the shape tools, and then you put this mask as a path within the path option of the text layer. Remember that when you're creating your mask, select your layer and create the mask. And we said that any mask can be converted into a path, a motion path, or a path in a property or an attribute within After Effects. Thanks very much for listening. I hope this was very useful. You have to keep it in mind. You have to make it move on. This is a very nice animation. If you have some mountains, for example, you'll find your text coming up the mountains, going down the river, up, and going to the city. Something like this. I'm not going to elaborate a lot about it. It really depends on your animation. But we will do a few examples and see how it works. Thank you. I'll see you in the next lecture.